Sweet children, the Father has come from the faraway land in order to establish a new kingdom for you children. Listen to every word like it's absolutely true and being spoken by God. And that should give you like intoxication. You're now becoming worthy of heaven. He's come from so far away to deliver you to a brand new pure kingdom. Question, what is the sign of the children who have unbreakable faith in Shid Baba? They continue to follow Baba Srimat with their eyes closed, no matter what directions they receive. They do it and they don't even look left, right, or at anything else. That's concentration. Baba said so. I'm going to, it's like what that Jagdish Bai class. Baba said, you have to write this letter to the president. All the other guys said, oh, the lights have gone out. Jagdish Bai said, no, God asked me to do that. I must do it. And they all started laughing and making fun of him. So he went outside in the street light and he did it. Well, I'd say that's pretty determined. Are you determined enough to do stuff like that? If not, your determination is weak. And if your determination is weak, because
faith is weak,
faith is weak, love is weak, courage is weak, lack of yoga. They would never think that there might perhaps be some damage caused by doing that, following that Srimad. They would never say, oh, but if I do that, something could go wrong. If I do that, this might happen. They wouldn't even think like that. Baba said, Jo Agya, Panji. Yeah, I'm just telling you what yoga can give you the power to do, and I'm telling you why you lack yoga. Right? Because they know that the father is responsible for the children, not you. Baba is. Baba's responsible for making you strong. Baba's responsible for getting you understanding. Baba's responsible for giving you love. So are you doing your part of the responsibility? He's doing that, but you're not being responsible, which is to follow his directions. And so therefore you have to give reasons, excuses, describe circumstances. And that is dishonest. We've covered that class so many times. To give an excuse to God is dishonest. How many of you understand that? Okay, just so you know that that is incurring new karma. So then when you say, but why is this happening to me? You cannot say, why is this happening to me? It's happening because you're being dishonest in following what Baba says. Even your health issues, they came from pure karma or impure karma. So even your health issues came from being dishonest. That's what he was saying in that Murli. Understand the seriousness of lack of honesty. Because they know the Father is responsible for the children who have such faith in their intellects. They receive strength. Such children receive strength from their faith. It's not blind faith. It's faith based on recognition of Baba. So therefore, they find the courage to do things, to push the envelope, to do more. When you get comfortable in your Brahman life, in your circumstances, what does that mean? Why are you choosing to be comfortable? In the stage of being comfortable, what's the result?
Laziness.
You get lazy, you can take a break and make less effort. And then their stage, because of their faith, their stage becomes unshakable and immovable. That's the whole Murli right there. Song, you are the mother, you are the father. Om Shanti. Whose praise did you hear? The one whom no one in the world except you children knows. This is the praise of the highest and high Father. The praise of anyone else is?
It's waste.
He says it's useless, it's waste. The praise of anyone else is useless. Real power can only come from Baba. So hence you need yoga. So hence you need to renounce body, mind, wealth. Because that's what's pulling your mind away from yoga. It all makes sense, right? You understand all of this stuff. You just got to do it. There's only the one Father who is the highest on high. Therefore, he's the only one who deserves to be praised. Only the highest, purest, totally pure should be praised. That does not include one human being. Why is this so hard for people to understand? Because they don't want to renounce attachment to human beings. However, who would give you the recognition of the Father? If not Baba. He himself comes and gives you recognition of souls and of himself. So supposedly, as soon as he gave you that recognition, that your eyes and dependency and attachment and desires of human beings should all finish. If you fully recognize, so clearly there's not full recognition. No human being has the recognition of souls, even though they speak of great souls and embodied souls. When a body is shed, they say that the soul has left. The body then becomes a corpse. A soul is imperishable. It never dies. A soul is like a star and is extremely subtle. A soul cannot be seen with these eyes. It is souls who do everything. But because you become body conscious again and again, you say, I am so-and-so. I'm a teacher. I'm a lawyer. I'm a doctor. I'm a mother. I'm doing this, role consciousness. In fact, it is the soul who does everything. The body is just organs that the soul uses. Even sages, etc., understand that a soul is extremely subtle and resides in the center of the forehead. However, they don't have any knowledge of souls having sanskars in order to play that part, that the part is already recorded within the sanskars of the tiny soul. They don't have that knowledge. So some say that souls don't have sanskars because souls are
immune to
the effect of action. Others say that a birth is received according to one sanskars. They don't agree, obviously. They have all these different opinions. There are many conflicting opinions. No one knows which soul takes 84 births. You know that only souls of the Sun Dynasty have to go around the cycle of 84 births. It is souls who go around the cycle of 84 births and become impure. Now, who can make souls pure? Only the one highest and high Father is
purifier.
The purifier. His praise is the highest of all. Not everyone takes 84 births. Those who come later cannot take 84 births. Not everyone comes down together. Baba says, those who come later cannot take 84 births. Not everyone comes down together. The Sun Dynasty kings and subjects who come at the beginning of the Golden Age take 84 births. Later on, the number of human beings increases a great deal. Some take 83 births, some take 80. And the other day he said, whether you take 82 or 83 is not a big deal. Don't nitpick over that. Don't make it a big deal. In the Golden Age, they have full lifespans of 150 years. There, no one can die before this time. So that mean every deity that gets to 150 just dies and leaves the body? Or is there some kind of wiggle room that some might go at 152, 155, 143, 148? Okay? Only the Father sits here and explains all these things. Now, no one knows the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul. The Father says, just as you souls are souls, just as you are souls, so too I am a soul. It's just that you enter the cycle of birth and death. I do not. Big difference. It's when you become, so entering the cycle of birth and death means bound by the rules of karma, the law of karma. Baba doesn't enter the cycle of birth and death, even though he plays a part in it, and therefore he's not bound by karma, because he doesn't perform any. People have a hard time understanding that. A karta, he doesn't perform any. But actually he's speaking and he's sharing knowledge and he's giving us love. How is that not performing karma? Because he's not in the body conscious state of I am doing. You can do anything in that state and not record karma. He's already full. He can't record anything. You call out to me when you experience a lot of sorrow. It is at this time that Shiv Baba teaches you children. Some ask, how can we believe that the Supreme Soul actually comes? Therefore, explain to them. Everyone calls out, "O purifier, come." He is incorporeal. He doesn't have a body of his own. He has to enter this impure world. He would not come in the pure world. So explain in this way. Also explain that the Supreme Soul is just as tiny as the soul, but that he is the seed of the human world tree. the knowledgeful one. The Father says, you call me the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul. You call out to me, and so I definitely come. It's also sung that the resident of the faraway land came to the foreign land. You have now come to know from the Father how you came into this foreign land, into this land of Raven. We didn't know this before. We didn't know about a soul world. Baba came and explained that to us. In the Golden and Silver Ages, we are in God's land. That is, we are in our own land. And then from the Copper Age onwards, we enter a foreign land and a foreign kingdom. We go on the path of sin, then devotion begins. At first, we begin to worship Shiv Baba. Those people create such a big lingam of Shiv Baba, but he is not that big. You have now understood that what the difference is between soul and Supreme Soul. He is the knowledgeful one, comma, the one who is constantly pure, the ocean of happiness and the ocean of bliss. You have to feel that. You have to realize that, just words. No one can give you more happiness than the ocean of happiness. No one is constantly pure, only Baba is. So why do you go to other souls for anything? This is the praise of the Supreme Soul. People call out, oh, purifier, come. He is the Supreme Soul who comes every cycle. People call out to the traveler from the faraway land and they sing his praise. They do not call out to...
They don't call out to Brahma or Saraswati.
They don't call out to Brahma or Saraswati. They call out to the incorporeal Supreme Soul. Souls call out, O resident of the faraway land, now come to the foreign land because everyone has become impure. I only come when the kingdom of Raman is about to end. If you stay in yoga, Baba's even responsible for touching your intellect about what you're going to churn and what you need to churn to improve your stage. But some of you aren't even in a stage to realize that. So you do ordinary effort in ordinary consciousness, and therefore you get confused because you're not subtle enough to see how God works. The souls call out, oh, resident of the faraway land, now come to the foreign land because everyone has become impure. That's why they call out. I only come when the kingdom of Ravan is about to end, not when it's at the beginning of the infancy. I come at the confluence age. No one knows this. It is said that he is the supreme soul, a tiny point. Nowadays, they say that each soul is the supreme soul, or that the supreme soul is in each soul. Souls cannot be the supreme soul. Souls and the supreme soul are distinct, although the form of each is the same. Souls become impure. They have to play their parts of 84 births. The supreme soul is beyond rebirth. If each soul is the supreme soul, like they say, does that mean then that the Sato Pradhan supreme soul becomes Tamo Pradhan? That's the obvious one, why he's not omnipresent. No, that is not possible. The Father says, I come to serve all souls. They cannot speak of my birth. I come to change the residents of hell into the residents of heaven, my birth, capital M. Because they don't know when he's born. He has come to this foreign land in order to establish his heaven. It's Shiv Baba's heaven, even though he doesn't come into it. Right? How selfless is that? I'm creating heaven for you guys, but I'm actually the creator, therefore I'm the owner. Just remember that through Golden and Silver Age, and then you'll never lose your happiness. It's not yours. Just be a trustee. You don't own it. When were we supposed to learn that lesson? Now. Well, you keep using your body as you want, your wealth as you want, your relationships as you want, your body as you want. And then you get weak, and then you say, oh, I can't do this effort because I'm weak. Yeah. It's also explained that all other souls have their own parts to play. The Supreme Soul is beyond birth and death. He definitely does come, which is why Shivratri is celebrated. However, no one knows when he comes. They have been celebrating the birthday of Shiva just like that from time immemorial. He must definitely come at the confluence age to establish heaven. He would definitely have to come at the confluence age to purify the impure. Why? Because the confluence age is the very end of Ravan Raj. That pure world is heaven. They say, oh, purifier, come. Therefore, it must definitely be at the time of destruction of this old world that he establishes the pure world. He doesn't come in every age. Why would he need to come at every age? Then he would purify everything and we'd never get past the first age. They say, the father says, I have to come at the conference age to purify the impure world. This is a foreign land. So he has to do that once. He doesn't need to come twice. And once he does it, he purifies the world, becomes pure again. It all gets to repeat again. If it repeated differently than this time, next time, if it repeated differently, it would mean he didn't make it sufficiently pure. Why do you need to have anything different than when it's totally pure? Totally pure is perfect. You don't need another version of perfect and pure. You just need perfect and pure. So that's the same logic which says that's why there cannot be any
Mistakes.
multiverses. It is Robin's land. However, no human beings understand that this kingdom that is continuing is Robin's kingdom. They don't know anything about when this kingdom of Robin began. First of all, explain the main thing, which is the secret of souls and the supreme soul. Then explain that he comes at the confluence age of the cycle to purify everyone. This is only his task. Nobody else can do this. Not Sri Krishna's. How could Sri Krishna do this? He doesn't even have knowledge. He's not even the ocean of knowledge. Sri Krishna himself takes 84 births and comes down. All of those who belong to the sun dynasty come down. A tree would not be half fresh and half old. How do you increase your faith?
Doing it
By doing something Baba said and actually doing it. And they go, oh, that's how that works. That's why Baba says that. Oh, I just have a deep realization now. I'm going to make more effort. You need faith.
You said last week, or no, 2 weeks ago, you said faith is built through action.
Yeah. First of all, explain to human beings that the incorporeal Supreme Father, Supreme Soul has come from the faraway land. However, which body has he entered? What could he do by coming in the subtle region? So he actually physically enters a body. But how do I have faith that he's entering that body? I don't know. Take Drishti. Listen to him. Remember him. Talk to him. Tell him your chart. But how do I know who I'm telling the chart to? Oh, you got a faith problem. Prajapita Brahma is also needed here. The father sits here and also explains who Brahma is. Neither did the one whom I entered know of his own birth, nor did you children know. You become the children when I adopt you. I ask all of you children, including this one, have you forgotten your own births? The world cycle has now come to an end, and it will then repeat. I have come to purify you and teach you Raj Yoga. There is no other way to become pure, okay? God just said, there's no other way. So why don't you just do it his way? He just said there is no other way. If people were to understand this secret, they would stop going to bathe in the Ganges or going to the Melas because they're not going to make you more pure. People have always continued to bathe in the water of the rivers. They have been doing that from the Copper Age. They believe that their sins will be absolved by taking a dip in the Ganges. However, none of their sins are absolved. First of all, tell them the secret of souls and the Supreme Soul. Souls call out to the Father, the Supreme Soul. He is incorporeal. Souls are also incorporeal. Souls call out through their organs. God has to come after devotion. This is also part of the drama. The Father says, I have to come to establish the new world. It is mentioned in the scriptures that God had a thought. God had a thought. Imagine if God actually could think, I had a thought. Then he would then say, I had a thought. I should do something. What should I do with that thought? I'm just contrasting how your mind works. Whereas Baba has a thought and it immediately manifests. He doesn't have to have the rest. Because there's nothing that would make the thought not manifest. But you would need faith to understand that. He's incapable of creating anything wasteful, anything useless, anything inaccurate. So any thought that God has is perfectly pure. He's trying to teach us to do the same. So all these weak thoughts, I can't do this, oh, my body's this, all those weak thoughts are not God's thoughts. So the level and quality of your thoughts is what separates you from God. And you don't want to improve that somehow. Therefore, he must surely have had that thought according to the drama. So even every single one of Baba's thoughts is fixed in the drama, and his thoughts are the most significant. Humans have all kinds of thoughts that are all useless. Previously, you didn't understand these things. Day by day, you continue to understand more. The Father says, I tell you the newest and deepest things of all. As you listen to them, you then also understand them. You got to listen first. To do that, you got to show up to Murli. Previously, you didn't say that Shiv Baba was teaching you. You now understand this very clearly. Did you hear that part in Jagdish Bhai's class? He said, in the beginning, class was at 4 or 4:30.
Yeah. And Mama.
Forget Amrit Vela, that was class. There was no Amrit Vela for the majority. They had class at 4 to 4:30. Then they incorporated Amrit Vela, and they then would have to get up at 2 like Brahma. None of them could do that and still do their duties. So therefore, they pushed class back. So there's wiggle room for when to have class.
He also said that Mama would read the Murli.
Mama, he wrote, Mama read.
Right. Okay.
Previously, you didn't say that Shiv Baba was teaching you. You now understand this very clearly. There's still a lot more to understand. He continues to tell you every day how to explain to others. You should at least ask, like today, the exhibition. Yeah, you could go there with your own intellect and explain. Or you could have asked Baba your entire Brahman life how to explain. What's this point mean? What's the best way to explain that? Churned it. And then explained it. First of all, they have to have the faith that since it is the unlimited Father who's explaining to you, he definitely, because he's the unlimited Father God, he definitely can only speak
Truth.
the truth. That's a point of faith. Anyone who is weak is unable to explain to others. It is also number wise in a school. Many have doubts and questions how they can possibly believe that the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul comes to teach, because their intellects believe that it was Sri Krishna who related knowledge. However, Sri Krishna cannot enter this impure world. Prove to them that only the Supreme Soul has to come into this impure world, into an impure body, in order to teach, in order to explain. The Father understands that each one's intellect is individual and unique. Some are able to understand very quickly, explain as much as possible. And yet, not all Brahmins are the same. Some have a quick intellect, some have a less quick intellect. So you have to explain accordingly. But some children have a lot of body consciousness. This Baba also understands that everyone is number wise. Brahma Baba understands. You children have to follow directions. You have to follow directions. You have to accept what the senior Baba tells you, capital S. Which Baba is that?
Sure, Baba.
You have been accepting what gurus have been telling you. You should now accept with your eyes closed what the Father, capital F, who sends you to heaven tells you. Shouldn't even be any hesitation, question, doubt, worry, concern. However, children's intellects don't have such faith. That's a juxtaposition, right? You should do everything that I tell you. And good children would have that faith. But none of you have that faith. Whether there is loss or profit in that, you should accept it. Whatever happens, you have enough knowledge to deal with it, to accept it, to understand it. You may even think that there would be a loss through that. Maybe. Nevertheless, because Baba's telling you that, you must always consider it to be Shiv Baba who's telling you. So therefore, if Shiv Baba's telling you, it must be
Prophet.
And therefore, because it's the truth. Don't think that it's Brahma who's telling you this. Shiv Baba would then be responsible for even what Brahma would tell you. This is his chariot, so he will put everything right. He says, I am sitting here. Constantly consider it to be Shiv Baba who is saying everything. This one does not know anything. Just listen to Shiv Baba. What's so hard to understand? So always think like this. There should be this faith. Shiv Baba says, continue to listen to me and you'll continue to benefit. Even if this Brahma says something, I am still responsible. You children should not worry about it. By remembering Shiv Baba, your stage will become even stronger. Your sins will still be absolved by having this faith. And then you will receive strength. First comes faith, then comes strength. Trying to do Amrit Vela, trying to follow Srimat, do all these things without faith, big waste of time. The more you remember Baba, the more strength you will receive. Those who follow Srimat and do service claim a high status. Many have a lot of body consciousness. Just see how Baba interacts with all of you children with so much love. He continues to talk to everyone. He doesn't just picky choosy, give help to some, explain to some. He has that love for all the children. The unlimited Father loves you children so much. To the extent that you do service according to Srimat, you accordingly receive love. You'll feel Baba's love. Only in doing service is there benefit. So give your bones
The service.
for service. Stop whining, complaining, and being conditional. See, if you can give your bones in service, there are no conditions left, right? Because all your conditions are connected with your body. If you give your bones, surrender your body, then
Yeah.
condition free. That would be faith. When you children come to serve all the time, you are seated. When you children continue to serve all the time, you are seated in the heart and known as first-class children. However, while you are moving along, there can be bad omens over any of you. There is opposition from Maya. Because of bad omens, some are unable to take this knowledge. Some continue to do physical service tirelessly. Your duty is to make everyone into the master of the land of happiness. Don't cause anyone sorrow. When some don't have this knowledge, they cause a lot of sorrow. And when you're given sorrow, you lack knowledge. Then no matter how much you explain to them, they just don't understand. First of all, give the explanation of souls and the Supreme Soul, and how souls have imperishable parts of 84 births recorded in them. This never changes. It is fixed in the drama. Those who have this faith will never fluctuate. Many fluctuate. So that means many don't have faith. At the end, when the haystack is set on fire, you will become unshakable. That's how you're going to find out if you have faith and are unshakable. You need to see the world burning. You now have to explain very tactfully. Very good children continue to be on service. They remain seated in the heart. Many continue to go ahead very fast. They make a lot of effort. They have a lot of interest in doing service. Baba speaks about the virtues that they have. To you, sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, good morning from the Mother, Father, Bapdada, the spiritual father says namaste to you, spiritual children. And
The spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual father.
one, give your bones for service. Don't have doubts about anything. Being weak means you have doubts about some things. Give everyone happiness, not sorrow, by doing service. Service makes people happy. 2, make your stage unshakable with the power of
Yoga?
Srimat?
Determination.
Faith.
faith. Benefit is merged in whatever Srimat you receive, because it is the Father who is responsible, not you, not teacher, not your brothers or sisters. Right? That takes some faith, no? Therefore, don't worry. Yeah, but sometimes bad things happen and mistakes are made and sorrow comes and negative things come. Well, yeah, but that's only because you're weak. Should you take sorrow from anything if you're soul conscious? No. So therefore, go find the weakness that's making you take sorrow. Blessing, may you cross out any subtle or strong bondages of yours. Cross them out and become free from bondage with your yogic stage. How do you get free from bondage? Yoga. 1, the sign of being yogyukt is to be free from bondage. In becoming yogyukt, the greatest final bondage is to consider yourself to be sensible. Final bondage, the greatest final bondage is to consider yourself to be sensible and to consider Srimat to be the wonder of your own intellect. Oh, that makes you Shri. You consider yourself so sensible, consider Srimat to be the wonder of your own intellect. You could even come up with this stuff if Baba hadn't told you. Number 2, When someone gives you a signal about a weakness or tells you about something bad, okay? Any weakness or something bad, right? If you have any waste thoughts, that too is a bondage. That's you. That's not them. When you cross out these bondages and are equal in victory and defeat, praise and defamation, you'll then be said to be completely free from bondage. So that implies that if you're going to get to the Jivan Mukh stage, you're going to have to
Praise and defamation.
Hmm?
Go through praise and defamation.
go through all kinds of praise, defamation, victory, and defeat until you get detached enough to come out of that I'm doing anything. And then you'll finally just say, Wah, Baba. Baba's doing everything. It is Baba's victory and glory. Otherwise, your ego is just way too big. Slogan, to consider everything before acting on anything. Consider everything, the theory of everything before acting on anything is the quality of a knowledgeful soul. So consider everything. Everything. How do you consider everything? At the end of the day, you can only consider everything that you considered last cycle. It's the consciousness you were in at that time. Obvious signal. When an ignorant child considers a harmful object to be a toy, he's given something else to play with so that he can then let go of the harmful object. In the same way, when someone desires temporary respect or honor or has some temporary desire, what should you do?
Give them permanent respect.
Give him that respect and become humble yourself. Then they'll let go of it, the problem, the ego. If you try to correct that one at that time, conflict will be created. Okay? So that's why I go to such lengths to explain to you. It's not that you guys don't behave this way and you can't justify it in your mind because you have that sanskar all the time. We explain to you that you don't have to take sorrow. You don't have to. You just choose to. So if you're choosing to take sorrow, right? Why are you taking sorrow coincidentally at the time when somebody's giving you a correction?
You don't want to hear the correction.
You don't want to hear the correction. That's the truth. Right? Because if you take sorrow, any truth coming with the correction is going to be
Pain.
erased before it gets inside your consciousness. You understand? Your sorrow is doing it. Nobody's giving you sorrow. Right? They're not even offering you sorrow. Even if they intended you sorrow, they're not giving you sorrow. Therefore, move along in a yukti-yuk manner at such a time, when people are wanting temporary desire, happiness, or respect. And become merciful on them, be merciful, and forgiving with respect. First of all, make him understand so that he would then feel that this thing that he's holding on to, this ego, this attachment, desire, whatever, that this thing is harmful. It's a harmful object. So that's why we explain to you what the benefit is of why you should do this, why you should listen, why you should follow Srimad. Right? You should do this because the other thing you're doing is harmful. So take this, play with this, and let go of that harmful thing. Right? Sleeping is harmful. So take enthusiasm, take knowledge, take relationship with Baba, and then you'll let go of the harmful object. Okay, Om Shanti.